Hi, Blastpop here. Today I'm taking a quick look at Double Star by Game Designers Workshop, designed by Mark Miller. This game was published in 1979 and posits a war between the Chinese and the Islamists in the 21st century, I believe it is, sometime in the far future. You have 2 stars, and you build your forces, design your forces, and then essentially engage them in one of 3 different scenarios included. Comes in with a small, thin, flat box. And as an example, it says, in a binary system, rival cultures battle for control of the habitable planets. Individual starship counters, planetary defense units, industry, and population markers combine to create a thriving civilization that will survive or fail depending on the strategies of the opposing commanders. And goes on to say, a science fiction game of interplanetary warfare. Planets move in their orbits as ships fly between worlds on missions of combat or mercenary. Fighting between fleets depends on training and on strength. Either side may pull small moons from the orbit and use them as weapons of destruction. Moderate complexity, intended for ages 12 and up. An old style game box. Anyway, show you what the components are in the box. Double Star, a rules book, including scenarios and cover. Comes in at about 12 pages, though they're not numbered. And then you have your example of your world service, a planetoid, stacking limits, and that's applicable to planets. Played this many moons ago with a different copy. You have movement, free planetoid movement, which I believe is the part where you throw the planetoids at other people. Surface movement, task forces, combat, ship to ship, planetary defense, surface strikes, formations. Units can train occasionally while they're in part of a formation or a task force, and they receive that at irregular intervals. You have various formations like a wedge, a cylinder, a globe, scattered, and they impact the strengths and abilities of the units in the formations, depending on what you're attempting to do. Maybe a little bit of rock, paper, scissors effects, so to speak. More about ship-to-ship combat and planetary defense, the training that I alluded to. Production, setting up a game, you buy your forces at the start. You got 3 scenarios: sneak attack, Armageddon, and raid. Included in the box otherwise is some charts, and I believe they're duplicates. Ship-to-ship combat, effects of battle formations, scatter diagram, surface strike by ships, what the various unit identifications are for the units, what the values are: attack, defense, movement. Again, the stacking limits for the surface. Duplicate. 2 sets of counters, and from which you build your forces. This is the Islamic forces, and the green are the Chinese forces. Industry. You got your fighters, cruisers, one-sided printed, brown core, reasonably thick, 2 sheets of these, and then the Chinese forces, and they belong in a similar category. You got fighters and cruisers and such. Counters for your planets and planetoids. and formations. And then the map itself. Here you have a display on the left for the Islamic nations, a task force chart, a scale chart which is 75 million kilometers per hex. You've got the star An-Nur and Anzar over there, otherwise known as Chin or Cow, depending on your belief system. Likewise, over here we have the display for the worlds of Chin. And then these little lines here are the orbital paths of the various planets and planetoids, and they move. So as the game goes on, the board is in motion, which is kind of interesting and neat. So things are not at a constant. So you have to plan for the fact that a planet's going to be elsewhere than you were originally expecting when you first launched your mission or attack. This has been a open box of Double Star by Game Designers Workshop. This is Blastpop. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.